Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes Reacts. I am collectively all 10 of the most dangerous Daves in the world.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
Dave is dangerous, I can vouch for that.
It's true.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
There you go.
We are the Office Blokes and we've got a Patreon page.
We have indeed. Go to patreon.com, put in Office Blokes React. If you fancy supporting the channel like loads of other people have done, which has been absolutely really appreciated.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, go and check it out.
Yeah, appreciate it. And we've got a couple of other channels as well.
Yep, we've got Office Blokes Try, where we try stuff, all different stuff every week. And we've also got Office Bloke Podcast, where every Friday night we talk shit for about an hour, 6 p.m. British Standard Time, with a new segment coming probably on a Tuesday, which is Mike and myself, without Dave, talking sense. No,
talking even more shit.
Talking more shit. We're talking English Premier League football.
Yep.
Our specialist subject.
Yep. Any questions, send them in.
Send them to Mike.
Yeah.
So the 10 most dangerous places in the world. Burnley on there?
Moss Side.
This is going to be like, if it's the world, it's going to have to be some
few South American countries.
The accounts department in our office.
I think there's going to be a couple of South Americas, maybe some Mexico, because I know Mexico.
Central America. I'm saying Central America. I'm going.
Well, Central America's Mexico, isn't it?
No, that's North America.
North America.
Yeah.
So what's
Central America is your El Salvador's.
Oh, right. Okay.
Nicaragua, Honduras, places like that, and then you've got South America, which is your South American countries: Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Paraguay.
Yeah. Fair enough. I wouldn't mind betting there should be maybe parts of China or Russia or something on this list, but there's probably no stats that exist.
I'm wondering, when it says the 10 most dangerous places in the world, is it gang-related dangerous places, like a no-go zone, because you might get or could it be?
It might be on murder rates. Or
I'm thinking something different. You see, I'm thinking it might be you can't swim in there because he's poisonous fish, so that's a dangerous place to be. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, but I think it's more going to be Ross Kemp has been here at some point.
London. Southeast London.
Let's get into it. But I think it's going to be violence. I think it's going to be gang violence and drugs and stuff like that.
10 most dangerous places in the world.
The Juarez Valley is a 40-mile stretch of cotton fields and ghost towns. It runs along the Rio Grande and is just a few steps away from the 18-foot fence of the U.S. border. Dubbed the Murder Valley, it holds the title of the world's most dangerous place. The town, which used to have 60,000 members of its community, now has around 5,000 surviving residents, which live in fear. Run by the cartels, the streets are known for being regularly decorated with drugs, blood, and corpses. Juarez Valley averages 160 murders per 100,000 residents annually. The murder rate is incredibly high, not only due to the normality of crime.
What was when we did the most dangerous cities in America? I feel like they were like...
It was getting on for that figure, I think, wasn't it? Some of them. I'm sure they were.
No, that was total per state. Or per city. Per year.
Oh, so this is per 100,000.
Per capita.
Yeah, right, okay,
But also due to the fact that cartels are fighting over each other for control of the territory. The majority of the shops have been closed for good, with gravestones lining the streets in remembrance of those who have been killed. The buildings are full of gang graffiti, a lot of them markers of how many have been murdered on the marked spots, serving as warnings to others. The entire town looks like a scene from a horror movie, poverty-stricken, full of ruins, with the townspeople too afraid to leave their own home.
Imagine if that was your house and you're watching this going, all right, mate, fucking hell, just hanging my washing out.
Give us a break.
I thought it was nice. At least he's got no graffiti on my house.
It's nicer than the last place.
On that side, anyway.
Whoever does dare to walk outside is more than likely to end up being killed, tortured, or kidnapped. The police officers who were sent to intervene have been executed in 2009, and for fear of the wretchedness of the place, they have never been replaced. One of the few routes which connect the Amazon rainforest with the capital of that area of Bolivia is a road with a quite discouraging name, known as the Death Road. The road was built by Paraguayan prisoners in the 1930s, and it underwent modernization about 20 years ago, beginning at 15,400 feet and taking the lives of approximately 300 people a year. It's quite surprising to find out that the Death Road is one of Bolivia's greatest tourist attractions. Adrenaline seekers seem to be drawn to the deadly route.
Fuck that.
No chance.
I ain't going down there.
No way.
No.
It's just
Look at that car as
isn't it?
well. I don't even think you'll get in that car.
Hey?
It's not about you. You know, the guy coming the other way going too fast. There's too many variables with something like
you can
that.
imagine having to drive on the outside there as well. Drive along the edge. I mean, it's just...
I wouldn't do it.
I
I'd
wouldn't
stop.
even walk down that road.
No. Oh,
I'd-
absolutely, yeah.
I'd walk down it. Skate down it.
Skateboard, yeah.
There we go.
Considered the world's most dangerous stretch of road, the 40-mile journey offers stunning views of the rolling hills of the Amazon rainforest, but is quite a feat for a mountain biker to undertake. It comes with a terrifying sheer drop into the canopy, as 2 rubber tires separate the rider from a narrow single-lane road, with very little in the way of railings. The thrilling downhill ride has taken 18 mountain biking enthusiasts' lives in the last 10 years. The North Anatolian Fault.
So it's not all going to be South America. That's good to know.
No,
It's not all going to be murder as well.
Yeah,
That's what I was on about. Things like that.
Yeah, you're right, and it kind of makes it more interesting. It's not just all
definitely,
going to
yeah.
be sort of, funding a certain country's
Yeah.
drug
I've been
habits.
to Istanbul.
Have you?
Yeah.
It's a big place, isn't it?
I've been on the Bosphorus Bridge, which separates Asia and Europe.
Yeah.
So one side's
Yeah.
Asia, one side's Europe.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know if they're still around, but there was a metal band from Istanbul called Blacktooth, when they were like in homage to Pantera, playing that sort of groove metal.
Yeah.
They were pretty good, to be fair. They had a couple of tunes.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what it's like now, because this was like maybe 15 years ago. Maybe it was a bit more.
Traffic there is mental.
I can imagine, yeah. It's a huge city,
Proper
isn't
mental.
it? Absolutely massive.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I've never been. I don't really fancy it, to be fair.
No.
Turkey or Istanbul?
Just Turkey.
I had my honeymoon in Turkey.
Oh, really?
As well. Mm-hmm.
I've had a few mates go and then come back and just be like, nah, it's not for me.
Yeah, same. I've been a few times, but it's not. You're not missing anything.
Fault is an active fault, and quite a threatening one. Since the 1930s, devastating earthquakes have been moving westward throughout the land. The last big earthquake struck in 1999, with a 7.9 magnitude tremor devastating the city of Izmit. The death toll was a staggering number of 45,000.
Wow.
The fact that the wave of earthquakes is creeping westward is very worrying, because the fault stretches 20 kilometers south of Istanbul, the largest city in Turkey. Istanbul is the country's economical, cultural, and historical heart. With a population of 14.4 million people, Istanbul is not only significant for Turkey, but for the world, as it is the world's 5th largest city, and the fault makes it one of the most dangerous places to live. Scientists expect that the next earthquake will shake the ground dangerously close to the city, with the possibility of triggering a series of small to moderate quakes. However, studies show that it's also possible the fault will create just one big, devastating shift in the ground, which could be the end of Istanbul and the death of millions. One of Africa's Great Lakes, Lake Kivu, is located along the border between the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda, stretching across 2,700 square miles. The lake covers dangerous secrets. Below it, there are 2.3 trillion cubic feet of methane gas, alongside 60 cubic miles of carbon dioxide, trapped beneath the lake under the pressure of the water and the earth. If the gases were to be released from their trap, they would spread a lethal cloud over the whole area, meaning certain death for over 2 million Africans settled in the basin of Lake Kivu. In the 1980s, 2 similar African lakes released their toxic gases and resulted in the deaths of over 1,000 people. Scientists are concerned that the same fate awaits the residents of the Lake Kivu area, as it has similar chemical composition. The deadly toxins are caused by volcanic activities taking place hidden away underneath the massive lake.
Wow.
That's one of those where that might happen. It might happen in 100,000 years. It might happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you just
When it
don't know.
happens,
do
you know about it.
Yeah.
It's a massive unknown, that one, isn't it?
I'm surprised no one's gone in there and started drilling for the methane gas.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, I was thinking
that
that.
seems safe.
Yeah.
Start fracking.
Wow. Yeah.
San Pedro Sula is a city in Honduras, located not far from the Caribbean Sea, with an estimated population of 1 million. It is the second largest city in Honduras. However, the city sadly has a negative reputation. In 2013, it has taken the title of the most dangerous city on the planet, stripping Mexico's Murder Valley of the title. That same year, upon claiming the title of the most violent place on the planet, the city had seen 187 homicides per 100,000 residents. The city is a major operational and strategic point for distribution of drugs and arms. With significant gang activity, it is the center of trafficking, providing the rest of the country with its 70% of illegal firearms, which in turn result in the 83% of the homicides. Labeled the murder capital of the world, San Pedro Sula is a place where tomorrow is always an uncertainty.
This guy's a great voiceover artist.
Yeah, imagine living like that, though.
Yeah.
It's
It's a bit grim.
I suppose if you grow up in it, it's just normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, we've got the perspective of being in a relatively safe sort of place compared to that. I just wonder, did it exclude war zones from this? You know, because like, especially when ISIS were kicking off in Iraq and stuff, it's got to be worse numbers than we're talking about here for homicides. Or are they classed as a different category?
Yeah, you might think it's a different category. That
It's not everyday life, is it, in a war zone?
Yeah,
I mean,
it
has been. I know it has been for many years for like Syria, but for example, you know, it's
Yemen.
Yemen,
Places
Yemen,
like
yeah.
that.
absolutely, yeah.
It's weird that places like that, Yemen especially, never ends up on lists like this. And, you know, I don't think it gets reported on a lot, but it's supposed to be horrendous, isn't it?
Yemen
Yeah,
wasn't a
it's
safe
not
place
good.
anyway. Prior to the war that's going on,
Yeah.
they had a lot of issues similar to kidnapping and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I was due to go there, and the guy phoned me up and he said, if you fly into Aden, I think it was, he said, fly into. He says, and what we'll do, he says, we'll get on the. He said, I'll pick you up, and he said, we'll travel to Hodeida. He said, it's only 7 hours through the mountains. I went, I ain't fucking coming, mate. I said, no, I ain't going anywhere through mountains for 7 hours in a car with you. I said, it ain't happening.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I didn't go, and then it kicked off anyway, so we couldn't go anyway.
Was
Wise
this
choice,
work?
Yeah, we were, yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
Wow. It's not worth it.
If you venture about 90 miles off the coast of Sao Paulo, Brazil, you will likely come across a small chunk of uninhabited land called Ilha de Queimada Grande. This island is, in fact, one of the deadliest islands in the world, also known as Snake Island. It is home to one of the most dangerous and poisonous snakes on the planet, the golden lancehead viper. Local legends say that there are as much as 5 snakes per square meter, but in reality, there are about 2,000 of them on this 430,000 square meter island. Still, walking through it is more dangerous than a minefield. It is said that the stark and potent venom of the viper slowly paralyzes and liquefies the insides of the prey. But it has yet to be proven, as no one bitten has ever lived long enough to be admitted to a hospital. The sole inhabitant of this island was a lighthouse keeper who ran out of food and disappeared while trying to gather some bananas. According to legend, the members of his search party mysteriously vanished one by one, lost in the wilderness. Civilians are banned from the island, monitored by the Brazilian Navy, and the rules are bent very rarely for the sake of scientific research.
So that's per capita, 100,000 per 100,000 people die on that island.
Everyone that's lived there has died.
Yeah. That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely dangerous then.
I'm glad this is more like this, you know, that you were getting at. You know, if it was all just gang violence and stuff, it's interesting, but this is another dynamic to it, isn't it?
Yeah, lots of different ones.
Yeah.
Situated in the Huyan city, Mount Hua is known for its beautiful views and vistas, but also dangerous and deadly paths. Considered a holy place, Mount Hua is one of China's Great Five Mountains. Monks and pilgrims made paths and staircases as ways to climb the mountains in order to reach the five.
What is that?
The toilets at Weatherspoons.
Always downstairs or upstairs.
Millions of stairs like that.
On the same level.
Have you ever been in there's a Weatherspoons near St. Peter's Square in Manchester?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's really old. It's like a grand building.
Yeah.
Everything's marble in the toilets. They're like absolutely stunning.
It is. Yeah, I know which one you,
I don't know which one you mean.
Got the big windows and everything, haven't it? And
If you get off St. Peter's Square, get off the Met there, and then there's a little park just to the side of you. The other side of that park is a Weatherspoons just on the road there.
park.
Yeah, there's a little park there. It's only like a little,
It's like a little, I know which one you mean.
I think it's a memorial.
I was
going to say it's more of a memorial.
There, isn't it?
No, it's not the cenotaph. There's a little park.
It's if you go like going towards the town hall, cutting through that bit, and then you got the park on the right.
Yeah.
So it's not a park. It's like you say, it's more of a memorial.
Yeah, but it's not the cenotaph.
It's not the cenotaph, the other side.
And the spoons there, the toilets, it's stunning, unbelievable.
With stairs like that.
They are upstairs.
Definitely like that. Weatherspoons.
Wow.
Or Newcastle away.
Peaks. However, the climb is not for the faint-hearted. The mountain is considered the most dangerous climb in the world. With time, the paths have been reinforced because of the incline in tourists venturing out and seeking adrenaline-inducing adventures. But this mountain still remains one of the most difficult sites to conquer on Earth. The plank trail consists of wooden platforms, a bit over 2 feet wide, bolted onto the mountainside, and the only thing to secure oneself to it is an iron chain, which hovers freely in the air. And when the planks disappear, the only way to continue is by crossing steps on small divots carved into the mountain. Unfortunately, there are no exact statistics as to how many people die while on this path, but with local rumors naming about 100 deaths per year, the hike on Hua Shan surely lives up to its name. The deadliest hike.
I just won't go anywhere near
Fuck that as well.
No
I'd
chance.
rather go down the road in Bolivia.
No, just...
To be fair with that one though, if you've got climbing gear and like a carabiner and stuff, you're clipping onto the chain every few steps. You shouldn't be dropping off. You shouldn't be dying, because if it breaks under you, you're attached to the chain.
You're dangling.
Yeah, but at least you're alive.
And then you get somebody coming the other way, don't you? Hey, when you're on the way up, come on. What do you do then?
Yeah, I'm not saying I want to do it, but compared to the road...
Office blokes try, Dave.
I wouldn't go anywhere near anything.
No,
like
he does
that,
it. He
not
wants
those
to do
sites.
it.
That's fine. That's fine.
I am not going to China because I made a joke about them earlier in this video, and I'll disappear.
True that.
Book that ticket.
We'll make some phone calls. Definitely disappear.
In the world. The Danakil Depression lies at the heart of Ethiopia's ancient salt trade, where Ethiopians have been making the long 2-day trek to collect the salt for centuries, collecting it from the golden earth and bringing them back on camels, one of the hottest and harshest environments in the world. The sun and salt create amazing sun-blazed scenery, making the desert seem as if it were created out of white gold. The swirling sulfur and mineral salt formations create otherworldly scenery, creating an outlandish setting. One of the lowest places on the planet, the Danakil Desert rarely sees rain and is one of the hottest spots on Earth, where rivers dry up and turn into lakes of salt. With magma crater lakes on its edges, products of active volcanoes, the desert proves to be an extreme challenge to human beings trying to cross it. The Mayak Complex was an area in Russia which served as secret headquarters for nuclear research and development. Most of the workers in the underground facilities were prisoners who agreed to work in such conditions in exchange for a lesser sentence. They were accompanied by leading Soviet nuclear scientists. Still, none of them survived to see freedom, as no one could survive such high-level radiation for more than 5 years. The Mayak experiment was the source of many nuclear disasters. The research proved lethal for the residents of the 24 villages along the banks of the river, as the radioactive waste had been dumped into the river, which was the source of drinking water for the villagers for 6 entire years. In 1957, a radioactive waste containment sector failed and exploded, the toxins affecting over 250,000 people in the area. The people were evacuated only 10 days later, after being already exposed. By 1959, every tree within a 12-mile radius was dead. All of this was covered up by the government, leaving the people clueless to the lethal dangers they were living.
Cover up in Russia? No.
Surely not.
The big question is, how many of them are now superheroes? The people that were in the affected area.
Probably not many.
Any of them rip their shirts off and go green and go and save the day, or any of them shoot webs? Nothing.
I don't think so.
I'm being horrendously distasteful to all those ones.
Side. Based on the number of violent crimes per 1,000 residents, and taking into account how many of those have needed the involvement of the FBI.
Remember when Bill Burr went on his rant?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Camden, New Jersey?
Is that where it was?
His Philadelphia rant.
Yeah, didn't I wonder a few comments saying it wasn't in Philly.
Yeah, I think it was in Camden, New Jersey, wasn't it?
I can't remember now. I'll be guessing, to be fair, if I said you'll have to let us know.
I don't think it was in Philadelphia, was it?
No.
But it was about...
I think it was Camden, New Jersey.
You could be right there, yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Of the most dangerous city in the USA. Camden is situated in the state of New Jersey, on the east coast of the Delaware River.
Hang on a minute. Didn't you tell us Baltimore was the most deadliest city in the USA?
Oh, bit of conflicting.
Yeah, a bit of conflict there.
But I think what he's not talking about deaths necessarily. He said violent crimes. So, maybe more people die in Baltimore, but more people here need hospitalisation through stabbing shootings that they survive.
Yeah.
My brother lives just outside Camden.
Really?
Really?
The past year, Camden has seen 1,895 violent crimes, taking into account murder, rape, robbery, and aggravated assault. This might not sound like a great amount of crimes when compared to some other big cities. For example, Camden's neighbor across the river, Philadelphia, has seen 17,088 violent crimes last year. However, the key element that needs to be taken into consideration is the population of the city, which consequently leads to the average number of violent crimes per 1,000, which in Camden soars over the national average of 3.8 violent crimes per 1,000 people, with 25.66, more than 6 times the national average. This all leads to the conclusion that the chances of you becoming a victim of a violent crime is 1 in 39.
Those sort of stats are crackers when you think about it being America. Like a massive superpower, and I know it's vast, but it's one of the biggest economies in the world, and that's more like you'd expect in the Middle East, those numbers. Like in war-torn bits, like we were saying before.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like I say, maybe you don't expect it with such a big economy, and, it's, the figures are absolutely huge, aren't they, really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, you look at that Camden as well, it's just across the water from Philadelphia. You're talking the biggest cities in America. Philadelphia is one of them, innit? If you I know I'm not talking population size, but I'm talking the name-wise, where economy is and stuff like that. It's,
Yeah, it's mad. There's a lot of arguments against gentrification of like inner cities because it loses all the character. It's just high-rise buildings and it's offices and young people and stuff. But if the alternative is areas like that, that's where like developers will start buying up an area like that, and they'll build some sort of hub that people go to, and then make a fortune when it becomes
just move the problem on, though, don't they? That's the thing.
That's exactly right.
Just move the problem on. It doesn't solve anything, really, does it? So,
well, if that place has been bad for 50 years, they then get to say, oh, we cleaned up that area. And then when people go, what about that area? It's like, well, it's on a bit of a decline, that area. But
where they've all moved to, you mean?
Where they've all moved to, and exactly,
Yeah, there's some crazy ones on there, though.
Yeah.
That Snake Island sounds absolutely horrendous.
It's where you're going on holiday. We paid for it.
Oh, different Snake. Right, okay. Yeah.
To get there, you just have to go down this mountain track in a car. You have to do a bit of walking up this path.
If we keep hammering it, eventually someone like Netflix is going to come along and go, you guys should do that. Let's fuck off.
Yeah, we're expendable.
Yeah. Anyway, hope you guys like that too. Don't forget like and subscribe. Hit the bell. Tell your mates about us. Join us on the other channels as well, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.